Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be working in my backyard in my cottage garden area. I We've been renovating our backyard for basically the entire year, and we're so close to being done. So close. We have about two more projects done or to go, and then I'll feel like I'll be able to start doing things out here. And I'm so looking forward to that. I miss being out here working. So today we're going to be working in my shade garden actually of the backyard. And I'm really excited about that because I've never had a shade garden in the backyard before. So let me turn the camera around so I can show you exactly the spot that I'll be working on. So in this area, what I do have already planted that I'm probably going to keep in this area for at least for the meantime. I do like to change things around and move things around, but right now I feel like I'm just going to get things in the ground. I want to see this area full. So what I do have currently is I have two blueberry bushes right here. I did have a third, but the dogs like to come off the porch and go straight through here. So that succumbed to the elements of my yard. I do have three raspberry bushes. So one, two, three. Everything was suffering because of the lack of water that was going on this spring. But all the water's back on. Everything is starting to come back. It's going to take time. I do have the cat house out here as well for the cat to go when she doesn't want to be just out in the yard. I also have my apricot tree look at this structure. Isn't this structure amazing? I have never had shade in the backyard, so I can't have like what are those called? The Japanese maples out here because it was too hot and too sunny. It's a south facing backyard, and I love that structure. So what I did was I actually trimmed it all up to make it look like a Japanese maple, and I think it's just absolutely gorgeous. I'm very proud of that. We also did plant this camphor tree last year, and it's a beast. It's wonderful. It makes me very happy. However, the one negative thing about this tree is that it is an evergreen, but it does shed its leaves constantly. So my yard will never be free of leaves. It will always have leaves, and that's okay. I'm not bothered by leaves. It's just sometimes it's something I have to just constantly do, and that's Gus. He obviously went swimming again. We have a pool back here, and oh my goodness, about 10 times a day he's sitting there swimming. It's the funniest thing in the world. Doesn't matter if it's raining or sunshine, he's in the pool swimming. He has fun with that. So anyway, I want to let me show you the plants that I got. I went shopping yesterday and I was absolutely inspired, which makes me so happy. So these are the boba hydrangeas I grabbed. I actually have several bobos. I love them. They do really well in my climate. I live in zone 9B, whoopsie, and they do fantastic. I have five of them out in the sun in the front yard, and they love it. They are very happy. So my only concern, I'm thinking about putting them under the window. That way when I'm inside the house, I can still see the beautiful hydrangeas. But my only concern is, will they get too much shade? I'm not sure. So it's an experiment. I'm not afraid to dig up plants and move them. I, in fact, do it all the time. So if it doesn't work out, no big deal. I'll just move it to some other place. So that's my plan with the hydrangeas. The next plant I have are these heucheras. What are they called? Let's see. This is called electric lime heuchera. And these are a chartreuse green. So beautiful. Oh my goodness. In the fall, it's supposed to get red veins in it, which I thought was super neat. So I'm excited to see how that goes. These are begonias. They don't have a tag, so I don't know what kind they are. I just saw them and I had to have them. They were just too beautiful to leave there. The next plant I chose are coleus. These ones are called Volcanica Redhead. So they're quite beautiful. Of course, there's dog hair now on it. But they're quite beautiful. I needed a red in my yard, and so I thought this would be perfect. And then for a little bit of pop of color, I got these impatiens. They're actually called sun patiens. So they can tolerate a little bit more heat and sun. So we'll see. This area really doesn't get a lot of sun, but I thought let's try it. Most of these are annual, so they're not going to last very long. Thankfully, because of the area we live in, we do have a very long growing season, so I think that I'll still get satisfaction out of it. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just set them out, decide where I want to place them, and then I'm going to get to work and I'm going to start planting them in the ground. What I always do when I plant is I like to put the plant tone in the hole so that gives them an extra boost, and then I'm done. So, oh, I will probably be mulching as well. But let's see how far I get before we gets too hot. I think the weather's only supposed to be like 88 degrees today, which is phenomenal. I'm just beyond excited. So it's going to be a gorgeous day, perfect for working in the yard, and I can't wait. All right, let's get started. All right, so this is where I think I'm going to plant everything. I've got an impatient here, right there, and one tucked into the very back over there. I have my 3 bobos under the window, the coleus around the cat house, the heucheras just sporadically placed, and then the begonias just in between all of those. So let's go ahead and get started planting and we'll see how it turns out at the end. It's a few hours later. I had to run to the store and get some pots. Things weren't working out exactly the way it should be working with the hydrangeas, but it actually looks really good. I'm very happy with how it looks. So let me turn the camera around so I can show it to you. All right, so this is it. Doesn't it look so good? I'm so excited for how it turned out. So I've got my heucheras up front, just popped in here and there. I've got the coleus popped around the cat house, and then the begonias just spotted in between, the hydrangeas in the back. So that's what I was talking about. I was able to dig this hole and that hole perfectly, but that hole was just really tough and I couldn't seem to get it. So I thought, well, I'm not going to have two planted in a straight line and not a third. So I decided to go ahead and get pots for all of those. And look, it actually turned out quite nice. I think it's going to look really good. So I probably, because I want both windows to match, I'm probably going to end up doing the same thing over here, is actually have 3 hydrangeas in pots. We'll see how they do. Again, I'm not sure how they'll do it with them being in pots in the heat, but we'll manage. But this area just turned out so beautifully, and it just makes me very happy. Oh, very happy. I'll actually get to see the coloring. I love it. All right, everybody, we got everything done. We got everything planted. We got it mulched. I watered it all in. It looks fantastic. It really makes me excited and hopeful and excited for next spring when I actually get to plant it for the entire season. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm very thankful that I do live in a longer growing season. So this year, I'll get a good 2 to 3 months out of this before actually it dies. So that really is very exciting. That's enough time just to see. I won't see the full potential growth, but I'm going to see enough growth where it's still beautiful and exciting. And I have so many things in there right now that it already, even if everything stays the same, it's going to look beautiful, which it won't, but it's all very exciting. So thank you very much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.